Hey everybody, Eddie Chimi here with another edition of Chimi Chats. This is April 23rd, and we've got Wes from Prairie Artisan Ales, Daniel from Citywide Liquors in South Bend, Indiana, and Jared from Roscoe's Coffee Bar and Tap Room in beautiful Richmond, Indiana. And I'll let these guys tell more about themselves and their company, and then we'll just have a brief discussion on how we are all handling our current environment and how we're staying healthy. But first, I'm starting with a beer, so I'm starting with my Blueberry Boyfriend.
Heck yeah.
It's a lot more fun to talk about beer while we're drinking beer. So cheers. I don't know, Daniel, if you're joining us, but
Cheers.
Cheers.
Awesome.
Cheers.
So Wes, let's start with you. Tell us about yourself and Prairie and what your history is and what you guys are doing.
Well, first off, two things. There's a train going by on the tracks right here, so I apologize for the noise. Second, I'm an hour behind you, so I'm drinking a little bit earlier than you guys, so I need a little bit of credit there, right? 9 a.m. here, but I'll take it. So my name is Wes Morrison. I am brand ambassador for Prairie. Been with the company almost since the beginning. Was in fortunate spot to jump on board. I was a first employee and have been getting to help, grow the sales and marketing side since then. So it's been a fun ride. We've entered a lot of states and sold a lot of beer to some good people. Got to meet, awesome folks over the years. And I mean, that's what it's all about. So I'm sitting here in our Oklahoma City tap room right now. We have 2 tap rooms and a brew pub. So Oklahoma City tap room, we have a tap room where our production brewery is in McAlester, Oklahoma, which is about 2 hours southeast of here, and then a brew pub in Tulsa. So we call it the Triangle. We've got a spot no matter where you're at in the state, and it's awesome. It's fun. I mean, obviously there's no one in here right now with the state of things, but with everyone's health and interest in mind, that's we wouldn't want it any other way. You may see some people come in here in a little bit and start filling crowlers. We're doing all of our stuff to go now, and that's kind of where we're at right now.
Nice. And what's your focus as a brewery as far as beer styles? Obviously, I think we know this answer, but just to share with the viewing public.
Man, it is all over. I don't think you can pin us down. It's really funny. When we started, like for the first couple of years, anytime we go to a festival, travel, whatever, people would always come up. They're like, "Oh my gosh, you're my favorite farmhouse brewery." And then as we started getting into, I don't know, stouts, barrel-aged stouts, stuff like that, everyone, they'd start being like, "Oh, you're my favorite stout brewery." And we were on to doing these, canned fruited sour beers, and people are talking. So I don't know. You can't really pin us down. It's always funny to hear people kind of identify us as like, "Oh, you're my favorite, whatever, farmhouse or stout or sour or whatever brewery." So we have an IPA, and we do some one-offs here at our tap room and at our different brew pubs and kind of to-go locations, but we only distribute one IPA year-round, Phantasmagoria. So we're not really a hoppy brewery. We kind of do everything else.
Awesome. So while you were sleeping this morning, I kind of broke into the brewery. Tell me about this room I'm in.
That's it's funny. That's a little nostalgia right there. That was our West Tulsa brewery, which then became American Solera, but now it actually is neither because they're in a new location.
Beautiful. All right, let's go on to Daniel. Tell us about yourself, your company.
I'm Daniel Schultz. I'm with Citywide Liquors in South Bend, Indiana. We've got 4 locations, 3 in Mishawaka, Indiana, and 1 in South Bend, downtown area. I'm the manager of the newest location we opened up about a year ago. It's kind of a different concept for us. It's kind of like a more of a bottle shop feel, I guess, than your normal liquor store. Persian rugs. It's kind of an open concept. You can actually fit more than one person down an aisle, which is kind of rare for a liquor store, I would say. So more craft focused, I guess, as well.
Awesome. And what's your history in beer? Are you a beer guy, wine guy, liquor guy?
I've been doing a little bit of everything. I've been in the industry since about 2011. I started working out actually at a Total Wine in Raleigh, North Carolina. Worked there for a little while, and then came back to Indiana and worked for a distributor for a few years. Got out of it for a little bit, but got back in and worked at a brewery for about 3 years, and then now I'm back on retail side, and so I've seen a little bit of everything.
Cool. We'll come back around and see how you guys are handling this world. But first, we'll go to Jared from Roscoe's. Tell us about you and your company.
So I'm Jared Ward with Roscoe's Coffee Bar and Tap Room. We deal in all craft beer as far as that goes. We roast our own coffee. So we're a coffee shop. We've got your day visitors, and you've got your night visitors with the beer. We're very known for our craft beer selection. Obviously, one of our favorite breweries is Prairie Artisan Ales, so we appreciate them being in Indiana for sure. But we pride ourselves on getting the best beer, craft beer from around the country. And when I travel, you can ask my wife. We look for some of those top breweries when we travel, so it's always a part of our itinerary. But I never really liked beer, and when I came on board to specifically get our coffee roasting game up and going, I had to take over the craft beer part. And again, I didn't like beer, but the flavor of craft beer really intrigued me. I could really see the different flavors going on, just like I would with a strong coffee palate. So really dove in deep with it, and now I'm obsessed with it. So we work really hard to get some of the best beer around the country. You can ask Eddie. I travel an hour to go grab the beer that he has, because he really appreciates those really good breweries as well. So, but yeah, we're widely known for our craft beers. Fresh roasted coffee and craft beer, you don't get any better than that.
Yeah, you certainly have a very unique experience there. I'm kind of glad you're an hour away. Otherwise, I'd spend way too much money at your place. And same, Daniel, for that citywide location, especially that location. It is one of the most beautiful liquor stores I've seen, and I've seen a few in my day. It's pretty outstanding. So you are pretty lucky to be able to go in there every day. But I'm sure you'll be happier when you can have customers back in there. So we'll kind of go around and see how you guys are adapting to the current environment that we're in. We'll go back to Wes. What are you guys doing differently? What have you changed?
Yeah, so our taproom locations and our brew pub, they're all, customers can't come in, obviously. It's to go only. So like, for instance, here in Oklahoma City, their tap room, we're doing crowlers to go only, and really trying to put a focus on giving the consumers new options every couple of days, tapping new kegs. It's given all of our brewers and R&D brewer a really fun challenge of coming up with crazy stuff to keep the people engaged. So again, filling crowlers, keeping things just going out the door. We kind of heard mixed things on when things are going to open up. And we obviously, again, just have consumers' health and our employees' health interest in mind, and want to do what's best for them. And honestly, people have kind of taken a hold to what we're doing, coming in and getting all these cool things. We're doing these one-offs. I mean, we've talked about it as a company. Even if things open up, we don't want to stop what we're doing. I mean, we were filling crowlers before, but just the velocity of styles and everything that we're doing now is completely different. But I mean, we like what we're doing.
Yeah, what is happening there in Oklahoma? Are your restaurants completely closed? Do they have anything they can do? How are your package stores? What's their situation?
Yeah, package stores are open. They can deliver now directly to consumers. We can actually deliver, which we've done a little bit of. We opened up our web our website where people can order online and we'll deliver beer directly to their doorstep. The Able Commission is allowing that until May 15th. It was going to be April 17th or 18th, I believe, but they extended it until May 15th. So it's been that's been something new that we've been doing. As far as restaurants go, yeah, it's curbside and to go only.
Cool. Daniel, I know what you guys are allowed to do and not allowed to do right now. How's the adapting going? What's working for you guys?
It's been working pretty well for us so far. I mean, we haven't really seen like a loss of sales or anything. I've seen some areas that are up big, and we are staying about the same, which is great. It's definitely a lot more work on our end. It's kind of like I'm calling it like a reverse retail situation where basically the customers, we get everything for them, which is fine. It kind of makes the transactions go a little more quickly since we know where stuff actually is in the store. But for a store like us where we focus a lot more on craft beer, like higher end bourbons, nice wine, that kind of thing, where our customers actually like to come in and it's not just getting the same thing every week. They like to look around. So that's been a hurdle. So we've just been trying to keep everybody informed with what we have as much as we can.
Yeah. Are you seeing a shift in consumer purchases as far as price ranges or styles or even categories?
I guess it's mostly, it seems to be just what we put in front of them the most, or at least like inform them of, because with how much our stock changes, we try our best to let them know what we have. But people are more likely to buy something if they know we have it. I mean, that's obvious, but it's not like calling and saying, "Oh, what's in stock?" It's more like if we can post about stuff on social media, it gets them, however much information we can give out to our customers is best.
Sure. Do you see any of the changes you're making right now sticking around once you're fully open?
Yeah, I mean, like we've been doing delivery, which is something we didn't do before. Really hoping that can persist past this. Seems like a lot of people, the people who really like it, are taking advantage of it, and hopefully it'll just keep going after that. Same with we are hoping to get some online ordering up finally. This is kind of kicking us into gear on that, and hopefully that'll be coming soon, and hopefully that'll persist. And hopefully with our beer drops, people will be more likely to watch our website and that kind of thing.
Sure. Thanks for sharing. Jared, how about you? What changes have you had to make? What's working for you?
Well, thankfully, all those in Indiana know that places like mine haven't been able to fill growlers here in Indiana. All the neighboring states can, and it makes me jealous. But the ATC lifted that as far as allowing places like mine to be able to fill growlers, and people wanted that for a long time. But unfortunately, Indiana didn't allow that. Only just breweries could fill their own beer into growlers, and that's as far as it went. So that's been a big boost. I'm in our flagship location, our depot location. It's in an old historic district. We actually had to shut this location down because there's just not enough traffic flow and such. But we have a second location out on another side of town, and we've got a drive-through there, so that really helps. And so we already had a carry-out license for there. So we carry specific, unique and rare beers to be able to, as far as package go, for people to be able to get, and then now also growlers as well. So that's really helped as far as our business goes. I do open up this shop on the weekends for a couple hours for people to be able to come in here to fill growlers. So that's been a really nice boost as far as that goes. I'm low overhead, so I just come in here, or my business partner comes in here and fills growlers. So I've got 30 taps here at this location. I've got 8 taps at the other location. So we've got a variety of beer that we can offer people. So that's been a huge help. Hopefully Indiana just continues to let people like me be able to fill those growlers after this is all over. But that's been a big boost to help our business for sure.
Yeah. Do you see any of those changes sticking around, or do you think they'll recall them once we're back and rocking?
Man, I'm hoping. I mean, again, all the neighboring states, they allow this to happen. You can fill growlers all day long, and it hasn't been an issue. So I'm hoping it stays. I don't see why it wouldn't, but we're in Indiana, so I don't know, what's going to happen, but I hope it does. I don't see any big hiccups going on with being able to fill them. So hopefully it just continues.
Yeah, I know we're all just doing the best we can with our current environment and our resources to keep going. If you could have one additional resource, whether it be governmental policy or financially a new piece of equipment, something like that, what would you see as beneficial? We'll go to Wes first and see what he thinks.
Oh man, that's a good question. I mean, I think it's been cool to see some of the changes with delivery. Like I said, it's always a fine line. We're able to deliver directly to consumers right now. We definitely don't want to step on the toes of any of our retail partners or our distribution partners. But at the same time, at least, and I've done several of the deliveries myself. I think we're reaching areas for people that typically wouldn't maybe go to some of the stores that are currently doing deliveries and things like that. So I wouldn't mind seeing delivery stick around if that was an option, and that's direct to consumer. And even if that's just through our retail liquor stores being able to continue that, I think that would be huge.
Yeah, awesome. Daniel, how about you?
As for rules, we're finally taking advantage of things that were kind of available before. I think liquor delivery has been kind of in and out in Indiana for a while now. We're finally taking advantage of it, but it was kind of wasn't sure what the laws were before, but it's we're fully taking advantage of it now. So that's been really nice. Hopefully that keeps going. Would love to see some draft options open up for liquor stores in Indiana. That would be great. It's frustrating right now we can't do that without four-way liquor laws. That would be really nice. If we'd be able to have draft lines in our liquor stores, that'd be cool. So maybe they would do that. That would be nice to see.
Awesome. Jared, do you have any ideas of a resource that would help you out?
Yeah, that's the biggest thing is being able to fill growlers. And I kind of, what Daniel was saying, that would be when we travel and we go to different areas across the country. That's one of my favorite spots to go to is a cool bottle shop, like Daniel has, and being able to, sit at a bar and taste some of those cool beers that they have. That's a huge advantage. It's a great experience for people. And it's something that wouldn't be a big deal. I mean, these aren't bars that get rowdy or anything like that. That's what's beautiful about the craft beer community is it's all about enjoying that beer. Like Prairie Artisan does with their beer. Just so complex and just such great beers to be able to just go in there and browse around like you said, and then be able to just sit down and have a glass while you're there is great. I know in Ohio they've got gas stations that have draft beer and bottle shops and such. So it's a cool experience, and hopefully they'll lighten some of that up so that we can be able to experience that here in Indiana, because it only helps Indiana. I mean, rather than knocking Indiana, the people are coming here to be able to experience what they can in other places. So.
Yeah, and you and Daniel both are in unique positions compared to us here in Indianapolis. We're in the center of the state. You guys are near state lines and state borders. Are you seeing anything's happening in the neighboring state that is helping you or hurting you?
I mean, if I go and speak, we're on the border of Indiana, Ohio. Ohio's laws are way different. So we have people that love what we do, love what we carry, and they get irritated because we can't fulfill what they want when they come over just because of that law. So you're going from one state that, Wes, is that your kid over there?
It's not.
Okay. So let's just say, oh my gosh. So
Don't judge him. Don't judge him.
But anyway, like they can, I've been at Perennial in St. Louis, and my kid can hang up, sit at the bar with me. We can play some cards or whatever, and while I'm, having a beer, and so you can also do that in Ohio. So that's something that's, you go from one extreme to another when they come across the state line, and it really disappoints the people, but we've got to do what we got to do to stay compliant. So.
Yeah, Daniel, how about your bordering state? Is anything beneficial or detrimental happening there for you?
It doesn't seem like it so far. I know they were talking about with Michigan having way higher levels of the virus than we do. I know Michigan has talked about closing more things and making liquor stores inessential, I guess, but I don't think they have yet. Maybe once we see that happen, that could see, some help from us. I mean, recently, just a couple of years ago, we got Sunday sales, and that was a big deal for Indiana. But people up here were already taking advantage of Michigan, so that was a boon for liquor stores in the area, being able to take advantage of some of that. But as for currently, I don't think we've seen a lot of differences so far, law-wise.
Have you seen an impact from the marijuana law changes in Michigan for your business?
I mean, our business hasn't. I'm sure other people have, but we as much as people said there would be lockdowns at the border and cops everywhere, I mean, they're the same levels. It's Indiana.
Cool. Wes, you've talked about your retailers. What about your wholesalers? How's your relationship with your wholesalers? What changes have you had to make?
Yeah.
How's that working out?
I feel like we've always had a really good, really close working relationship with all of our distributors. We have great distribution partners. I mean, the obvious changes are draft is nil, which is to be expected. So we're trying to cater to that. A lot of, obviously, the things that we had planned, we're having to adjust a little bit. We still, our motto, we've got these 5 core year-round beers, and then we'll send something new out every single month. And we're still, for the most part, doing that. I mean, Blueberry Boyfriend this month. We're actually doing America next month in cans. Pretty excited about that. And then we've got a single 12-ounce stout. It's going to be called Corner Piece, and it's like a cake batter stout coming out in June. So we're still doing that.
Yes.
And still trying to, I guess the big thing is just be in constant communication with, obviously, you and everyone else that we're selling beer to, and making sure that we're not overproducing for you, for us, for everyone else, just in these times, and just trying to figure out what's going on in the market. I mean, a lot of markets are, some distributors weren't making deliveries, and that's already changed to where they are making deliveries now. So we're kind of seeing things turn around, but no one really knows, what does the new normal look like. So we're just trying to be adaptable, but still, I guess, be progressive in our approach to releasing these new beers that we know consumers want.
Awesome. Yeah, that's great feedback. So I'll open the floor to you guys. Do you have any questions for each other, for me? And you guys don't just have to answer questions. You can ask them too.
I mean, we all kind of touched on it, but I'm curious of what this new normal in your mind looks like. I mean, let's just say everything, for whatever reason, let's say they're like, okay, everyone can open up with the current state of things. If you had full reign to open up, I mean, would you guys feel comfortable doing that? Or what's kind of your take? What have you been doing now that you want to take over, and what do you think that's going to look like?
Wow, I'll leave that for you guys. You guys are more that street level. So tell me what you think about that.
I mean, obviously we're, like your typical restaurant. So we have people that come in and hang out. We have business people. We have students. We have a variety of people that come in and they like to hang out. So, we would have to definitely adjust as far as that goes. I don't see that happening real soon. We'd probably continue the carry out, and that sort of thing. It would probably be a very slow process to get back in it. maybe one of those things to where, obviously we're staying up to date on the news, the governor of the state and everything. And so, maybe be one of those things to where we slowly, let so many people in at a time, that sort of thing, because it's definitely a scary situation, when you look at it. So, we obviously want to be back online as soon as possible. We need that for our business, but at the same time, to be a responsible citizen, we want to do that first and foremost. So.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that sentiment of just, I think taking it slow would be best. It seems like, if things were to just immediately open up, like, if tomorrow, if the governor came on and said, all right, everybody can, go back to business as usual. I think it would even seem even more irresponsible to the public if they were just like, oh, okay, we could have just been doing this, and then we just open up ourselves. Like, we're like, yeah, just come on in. Like, I know it's different as I'm not the owner of the business, but that being said, we haven't seen a big money difference. So why would we take that chance with our employees? Why would we take that chance with our customers and risk exposing them to something? Like, we're definitely doing this for the safety of them anyway, and for ourselves. So we, that the safety would still be very important to us.
Yeah. Hey, I don't have an answer for you, Wes. I wish I did.
No,
that
was exactly what I was wondering and wanted to hear. Like I was saying earlier, we talk about it all the time. Like, if they just said, okay, open back up, everyone, you're good. Well, what we've been doing, at least in the tap rooms, seems to be working. I'm sitting here looking at, we took out so many tables back here. I couldn't imagine a scenario anytime soon where we bring all the tables back in and just pack this place out. It just doesn't seem wise. So yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. Any more questions from you guys? You can at least hit Wes with some hard hitting questions about what's coming up with Prairie and what you want to see from Prairie.
I want to see everything. Well, so one of the things, Wes, that I obviously appreciate is that, you're talking about some people coming into the brewery and saying, this is you're my favorite farmhouse brewery or style brewery or whatever. One of the great things and why we promote Prairie here a lot, and we get as much as we can, is the fact that I really love you because you're a great brewery. There's so many, you don't make bad beer. And so, obviously some better than others, but for the most part, it's just a fantastic, all around, brewery. You say you're not big into IPAs. Phantasmagoria is a good IPA, and it's not bad. So, but you stick with what you know, and you do it very well. So, I guess I would, I would say, yeah, there you go, 16-ounce cans.
Yeah.
What do you have coming up? You're doing one-offs there at the tap room.
Yeah.
Do you have anything special like that coming out that would be distributed?
Yes. So a lot of the beers that are distributed started right here in the tap room. Like Blueberry Boyfriend that you're drinking right now was an OKC beer. I'm trying to think of all the beers that started here that are distributed. Last year it was probably half or 3/4 of them. So this is almost a test kitchen, if you will, to see what works, see what consumers like, and then we're able to brew a lot of it in McAllister and sell it all over the globe. So I know I briefly mentioned we had America coming out. We've done that one, a couple different versions of it. It started in a big 750, and then we did it in a 500 ml, and then we did it in a 12-ounce bottle. So we're finally moving it over. We've got printed cans. They look awesome. And that's I think it's Hallertau and Nelson blend this year. So, farmhouse 4-pack coming out, that same price point that, Prairie Standard and Matrix. So that should be pretty cool next month. We typically do the big bourbon barrel releases at the end of the year. And we still will, but we're actually going to release some bourbon barrel aged beers here. I want to say the next 3 months probably. So June, July, August. And that's another something that's changed a little bit with our business. Instead of kind of doing a big drop of one thing, we're trying to split it up into smaller things to give people more variety and options. So we're going to have, this is the current talks, 3 consecutive months with small drops of barrel aged stout to go along with that America and that cake batter stout with one of these. It's not barrel aged, but it's fantastic. So yeah, got some cool things coming down the pipeline. I'm looking at the menu here. There's no telling which one of these beers will be the next thing that's distributed. In July, that's another one. July, we're going to do pineapple upside down cake sour, and that started here in OKC as well. So that should be pretty cool. Good. I saw someone say, I guess that was maybe a viewer, 16-ounce cans. We talk about that all the time. I mean, I feel like maybe we should do that.
I think if we get the price point right. If we get the price point right, it would be great.
Yeah, 16-ounce cans. It seems like the struggle with that is like, I mean, especially when you're already flirting at like 12 to 15 a 4-pack from a retail standpoint, it's like, but once you hit that $20 point, like certain stores, I know like we do okay with them, but it's like, I mean, if you're doing a $15 4-pack, a 12-ounce, like hitting that 16, like that's $20. Like that's, I know we have some unruly Facebook commenters watching the live feed right now, but they maybe they might understand that too.
Yeah.
Well, I think DJ started drinking before we did, or hasn't stopped.
I think that's a traditional rule. Yeah.
Wes, I do need you to do one favor for me, even if you have to put on a hazmat suit. Give that big Todd Holder guy a huge hug for me.
We can get him back out here. You saw him in here a bit ago.
I'm missing that mug.
I don't even know if I didn't tell him I was hopping on with you. I don't even know if he knew who I was talking to. I see his back. If I catch a glimpse of him, I'll tell him to come over here.
Yeah, cool. Any last minute thoughts you guys want to share about your company, your personal feelings? I don't want to ask too many personal questions, but anything you're going on in your home life or your personal life, the new recipes, getting any projects done at home, anything fun?
I'm getting tons of projects done at home. I'm like remodeling the whole house. I mean, so I'm definitely getting that done. But I'm also being able to get some stuff here at the shop done as well. I'm also a school teacher. I teach 6th grade science. So thankfully my business partner does the heavy lifting of the
Chimi, what you doing, dude?
Big hug, Todd. Miss you. Miss your face.
Good to see you, brother. How you been?
Hey, life is great, right? Couldn't be better.
Right now? That's the.
We got good friends and good beer. What else do we need?
That's funny.
We'll come see you as soon as we can.
Please do. Hey, good seeing you, man.
Cheers. Sorry, Jared, we had to get a little hug in there.
No, that's all right.
Sorry about that.
But yeah, I'm just getting a lot of stuff done as far as that goes.
Daniel, anything fun for you?
It's everything's. I mean, I'm still working full time. My wife's still working full time, so it's kind of nothing's changed too much for us. Sadly, I wish I could be getting some stuff done on my house. That'd be awesome. I just need to think of projects and then get the materials for it. But sadly, not much has changed for us. I guess maybe not sadly. I'm jealous of the people who are like, oh, I'm at home. I'm like, can I just get a week? That'd be cool.
Daniel, we need you on that wall.
I know. I'm on the front line, so it's troublesome right now. But
Wes, anything fun for you? Any new cocktails you created?
I mean, maybe a little bit off topic. We have having a baby in September, so just trying to get things ready for that.
Nice.
So it could be number 2. Not a whole lot has changed. I've had a home office for the past 7 years, and so I come up to the brewery every now and then. Still work from my home office, so things are just kind of the same old. Obviously, different, but same steady stream. So
same but different.
That's right. Yeah, we're just fortunate. Everyone's healthy. Everyone in the company's healthy. Everyone in the family's healthy. So that's what we're happy about.
Cool. Well, I really appreciate your time today, and I appreciate everything that all of you do. Wes, thanks for selling us great product and great beer and giving us great stuff to work with. And Daniel and Jared, thank you for buying from us.
No,
We appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you all for the support. And Eddie, obviously, thank you for, working with us and all the love you give us.
Yeah, I'm a little worried this pandemic it may put a hit on a commitment I made to Prairie when we took on Prairie here at Craft Roots. If we hit a certain dollar amount in sales for this year, I committed to getting a Prairie tattoo. So I'm putting that obligation on to Daniel and Jared. You need to
I'll do my best.
I'll get that big fish on my something.
There you
Awesome.
go. Todd actually has that fish tattooed on him.
Filler.
I don't think we'll hold you to that, Eddie.
Hey, I'm in. I wouldn't do it if it was a brewery I didn't love.
Yeah, I don't plan on breaking up with Prairie anytime soon. So
hey, you know where we'll be. Hey, there's Carter. Carter just commented.
Daniel, any last minute thoughts from you?
We'll keep telling everybody out there, keep supporting local businesses wherever you are local to. I think that's really most important right now as we see big corporations. They're going to be fine through this, but you need to support your local stores. Like we only have 4 locations. I know other places only have 1. So definitely support those local places. Definitely keep your dollars going to as local as you can, plus buying beer from Oklahoma, that too.
Hey, there you go.
Jared, last minute thoughts?
Yeah, no, I just mimic what Daniel said. I mean, that's what keeps us alive. That's what keeps our dreams going as far as continuing to be that spot for people to like to come to hang out. So yeah, just keep on buying. And we had a nice influx of these expensive growlers that we did here. So people were buying those on our online store. And excited about filling those up just because, again, it's a new thing for us here in Indiana. So that was pretty cool. But yeah, it's been fun as far as that goes. I mean, it's been a bummer because we haven't had our business hasn't been the way it is, but thankfully, we've had a little bit of help there. And then at the same time, helping us out with the growlers has been big for us to be able to stay open.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys again for your time, and anyone that happens to watch this, please support Prairie Artisan Ales, all your local businesses, including citywide in the South Bend area and Roscoe's in the Richmond area. Thank you all, and I wish you the best. Stay safe.
Thanks
Thank
for
you.
having me.
Thanks.
Cheers.
Appreciate it.